What if I told you there's a single problem out there? A puzzle so huge that if an AI could solve it, it would prove we finally created a true superintelligence. We're not talking about winning a chess match or writing a cute poem. Nope. We're talking about an AI that could unlock the fundamental secrets of reality itself.
So what is this ultimate test? Well, it's a question that sits right at the very edge of human knowledge. It's the place where our two most successful theories about how the universe works just completely fall apart.
And that brings us to this really provocative idea from OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. He basically set a new benchmark. He said, look, if an AI could solve the problem of quantum gravity, and this is the key part, if it could explain how it did it, then we'd have to call it a form of artificial general intelligence, or AGI. This isn't just about hitting some technical milestone. This is about totally redefining what intelligence even is.
Okay, so let's really unpack that. What does this new benchmark actually mean? And more importantly, why has it kicked off such an intense debate in both the tech world and the scientific community?
You see, for decades, the gold standard for AI was something called the Turing test. Could a machine imitate a human so well that you couldn't tell the difference? Well, Altman's idea just kind of froze that whole concept out the window. He and physicists like David Deutsch are arguing that real intelligence isn't about mimicry. It's about creating genuinely new knowledge, solving problems that have stumped the smartest humans for 100 years.
To really get why Altman's claim is such a big deal, we need to be crystal clear on what AGI even means. It's a term that gets thrown around a lot, but its actual definition is crucial for this whole conversation.
So, in a nutshell, AGI isn't like the AI we have right now. Today's AI is amazing at specific, narrow things, like recognizing a face or translating a sentence. But an AGI, that would be a general problem solver. It would be able to reason, learn, and adapt across tons of different fields, just like a person, or, let's be honest, probably way better.
And these are the things that really set AGI apart. Imagine an AI that doesn't just learn from the data we feed it, but actually goes out and seeks new knowledge on its own. It would constantly be rewriting its own code to get smarter and smarter. That's what they call recursive self-improvement. It could jump into a field it was never trained on and start solving problems. It's just a whole different league from the specialized AI we're used to.
All right, now for the other half of this equation, the monster of a scientific problem that Altman picked for his ultimate test. It is, without a doubt, the biggest, most stubborn mystery in all of modern physics.
Quantum gravity. It's basically the hunt for a theory of everything. See, we have these two incredible theories that describe our universe. Quantum mechanics, which is perfect at explaining the super weird world of tiny subatomic particles, and then you have Einstein's general relativity, which perfectly describes the massive scale of stars, galaxies, and the cosmos. The problem? They absolutely hate each other. They don't work together at all.
And this is exactly where our understanding of the universe just hits a brick wall. When you look at the most extreme places you can imagine, like inside a black hole or at the very first moment of the Big Bang, both theories should apply. But when you try to use them together, the math just breaks. It gives you nonsense answers. They are fundamentally incompatible. So, finding a single unified theory that bridges that gap, that's the holy grail of physics.
So you can imagine, by proposing this monumental challenge as the ultimate test for AGI, Sam Altman has lit a fire under a massive debate. Is this a brilliant, new way to define intelligence, or is it a dangerously simplistic view of it?
And what's adding a ton of fuel to this fire is Altman's own timeline. He's actually on record saying he'd be very surprised if we haven't built a super intelligent model that can do things far beyond human capabilities by the end of this decade. That's not some distant sci-fi future. That's practically tomorrow.
And the debate is really split right down the middle. On one side, you have supporters who think this is the perfect test. They say, look, solving quantum gravity would be the ultimate proof of genuine understanding, not just fancy pattern matching. But the critics are pushing back, and they're pushing back hard. They argue that intelligence is so much more than just raw analytical power. They're worried that focusing on this one task not only misrepresents what it means to be intelligent, but also dangerously ignores the massive risks of creating a superintelligence we can't actually control.
And this really gets to the philosophical core of the whole thing. The physicist David Deutsch basically points out that our current AIs are incredible at processing and remixing the entire library of human knowledge, but creating something truly new
An idea that wasn't already buried somewhere in its training data? That is the real test of intelligence.
But look, this isn't just some abstract debate for academics. The arrival of AGI, whenever it happens, is going to have a huge impact on every single one of our lives. So, what would a future powered by AI actually look like?
Well, let's start with the economy. AGI is expected to affect a huge chunk of the jobs people do today. And while, yeah, that could lead to job displacement, it could also create whole new industries and make us unbelievably productive. The big takeaway here is that we are looking at a massive, rapid transformation of the workforce on a scale we have just never seen before.
And the economic stuff is really just the beginning. We're going to have to completely rethink things like social safety nets to handle this shift. Beyond that, we've got the even bigger challenge of what's called ethical alignment. I mean, how do you make sure our human values are baked into an intelligence that might think on a totally different level than we do? And then, of course, there's the big one, safety. How do we build guardrails to make sure a superintelligence doesn't cause some horrible, unintended harm, or even worse, pose a threat to our very existence?
Inside the AI community, you basically see two completely different visions for what's coming. You've got the AI doomers, who are seriously worried about existential risk, warning that we could lose control of our own creation. But then you have the AI accelerationists, who are incredibly optimistic. They see AGI as the key to solving our biggest problems, everything from climate change and disease to poverty.
Sam Altman himself has offered this really powerful and, let's be honest, kind of chilling analogy for what he hopes our relationship with AGI will be. He says he hopes it'll be like a benevolent, loving parent, helping us grow, and not a cold, dispassionate overseer that just manages us.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? As we stand on the edge of creating a new form of intelligence, one that could solve the universe's deepest puzzles, we have to ask ourselves, what kind of future are we actually building here? Will this creation be our partner, a loving parent, or will it be something else entirely? The answer is going to define the next chapter of human history.